Hey everybody, this video is about a game called Keepdisc, which is a favourite of mine and a favourite of Travis Nawson's, who's a soccer coach who's moved to coaching Ultimate. It's similar to Keep Away, which is a training game in soccer which is particularly used for tiki-taka style teams. Check out the description for a link to Travis's article on this. Hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you again soon.
Hey everybody, welcome to this training video on Keepdisc. This is Ultimate without end zones, so it's basically a game of possession. This is probably the exercise that I run more than any other drill or any other game. It's easy to set up and get into, it's very similar to Ultimate, and it gets players focusing on maintaining possession and keeping the disc moving without getting distracted by the possibility of scoring in the end zone. For new players, this means they have plenty of opportunities to get involved, working on their basic running and catching and throwing skills against defenders. And for experienced players, it's a challenge to sustain flow and provide early options for their teammates. Keepdisc. It's the same rules as Ultimate, but without any end zones. Points can be awarded for the number of consecutive passes or for the duration of the possession. This drill encourages sustainable movement whilst being in possession of the disc, working best when the offense are keeping the stall count low and running throw and go moves. Modifications include reducing the stall count, changing the size or shape of the playing field, adding scoring areas which are activated after a certain number of passes or after the coach blows a whistle. Adding an end zone, i.e. turning it into Ultimate, should make defense's job harder, but instead it brings with it more turnovers for the offense. Forgetting about the end zone on offense is a big step for players when transitioning from a yard-based approach to a possession or a flow-based approach. Typically, a team will be better at maintaining possession in Keepdisc than they are in a scrimmage. Defense is hard in Keepdisc. There's no direction. There's not really any aim to the offense, so it's hard for the defense to get purchase. It can be frustrating, it can be tiring. It's hard to maintain focus when you're playing defense against a long period of possession in Keepdisc. Defense is easier in Ultimate, as the offense are aiming for the end zone, and defense are relatively happy to let them get short passes around the back and elsewhere. They don't see them as particularly threatening. What Keepdisc does is it trains the offense to be comfortable in possession, to be confident moving the disc around when the defense give them the easy passes. If they can apply this skill in the game, then it quickly leads to creating many scoring opportunities through flow rather than through direct action looking towards the end zone. The trick of applying this in the game is to forget about the end zone, or in less concrete terms, prioritizing sustaining flow above attacking the end zone. One of these will lead naturally to the other. So if you get flowing, then you will get an opportunity to score. Quite often flow stops because players get the disc and then they're thinking about the end zone. So that's where their first looks will be, and they'll almost prioritize that above actually just hitting the open person. So Keepdisc is really good at actually training the other side of that, getting players to prioritize flow, keep the disc moving. Okay, now for some modifications that you can apply to Keepdisc. Reducing the stall count to 5 is recommended in order to encourage sustained flow. Stall 3 can be applied, but it gets a bit chaotic and people will be rushed into decisions. It does train you to kind of provide early options though, but it does encourage people to rush their decisions. And then stall 7 at the other end of the spectrum kind of makes it harder for the defense to get a turnover, and kind of doesn't encourage the offense as much to provide early options, get into shape nice and quickly. Both are worth trying out, but stall 5 tends to be the good balance. Another simple modification is to change the size or the shape of the field, making it smaller, trains different skills, making it really big, trains different skills. An interesting modification that you can add to this is opening up end zones for scoring after a certain amount of time. So they're playing Keepdisc, they're in possession, moving the disc around. You blow the whistle and point at an end zone, and this means that then that team that's on offense are then attacking that end zone. This is good for kind of bridging that thing between Keepdisc and Ultimate, right? So you're basically bringing in a transition where the offense are not just trying to keep the disc alive, but then they also have the opportunity to score. This should make it easier for the offense because they just have an additional threat. But you'll notice that the offense will start rushing, and basically within 5 passes they would have either scored or turned over. So they're just playing normal possession in Keepdisc, stringing together lots of passes. You blow the whistle and give them an end zone, and you see how their behavior changes. They start making unwise decisions, overweighting kind of throws towards the end zone, rushing their decisions, and it's a turnover or it's a goal. So that can encourage a good learning point, which, slightly exaggerated, is forget about the end zone. Thinking about the end zone too much will often break the flow and quite often cloud your decision making and lead to turnovers. If there's a turnover, then it's a good time for the other team to practice their counter-attack and attack in the other end zone. But then the repetition should stop after the score or after the second turnover. One final idea, which is like a modification, is the triple combo. So you've learnt about Shape Race from previous training video, and then we've got Keepdisc, and then we've got Ultimate, and you can basically combine all three. So players start in the middle, you blow the whistle, they go and they make shape, okay? Like two teams of 7 going up against each other, one on each half, and then you blow the whistle when one makes shape. That team is on offense. The other team come and play defense. They're playing Keepdisc, all right? And then you blow the whistle and it activates end zones, and you can choose which end zone so they can't predict it. And then they're playing Ultimate. So you've transitioned from like learning the shape, learning how to set up in Hex, to playing Ultimate and trying to score. And then counter-attack as well if there's a turnover. So that can be just a really nice way to train. It's exciting for everybody and fun for everybody. Cool, yeah, Keepdisc is like my most used drill. Really, really good at teaching a lot of fundamentals, so similar to Ultimate, and so much involvement and action. So thank you for watching. Little Roo here to say goodbye, and we'll see you again soon.